All right, we are actually live, Vedad. I do need to pull the link, so give me just a second here so you can share it with our wonderful and powerful team. How's how's your day going so far? Salam alaik.
Salam, pretty good. It's sun shining hard behind me. Very nice day here, very warm. Tomorrow we're having Eid holiday as well, so mood is special. We're in special mood right here, and we're looking forward to.
You guys are jolly today, huh?
Sorry,
You guys are jolly today.
sort of, but we are looking to translate this great mood um, into the business as well, and finish the day on a high note, hopefully.
Yeah, man, we're wrestling with a bug. I sent you that link if you can share it. We're wrestling with a bug where loads are not pulling up for future availability. So if a driver is on a load currently and he's finishing in an hour, or let's say finishing tomorrow, it doesn't show us those future loads for tomorrow. So we're it's not affecting our ability to book the guys that are available now. It's just affecting our ability to book future loads, which is a big part of our day. So we're wrestling with that, and unfortunately, man, those are the type of things that you got to deal with. A, in any technology, but B, when you develop something on your own. The
Yes,
the perk and the pro is that you can customize it to your liking. You can make it as powerful as you need it to be and do exactly what you want it to do. But the con is you got to deal with those growing pains that come with it. Um, all right, did you share that link?
yep, done.
Oh, awesome. Let's go ahead and dive into this. Let's make it nice and quick. So daily recap by A and V, or with A and V. Yesterday we had 40 total drivers available. A lot of our fleet is out of service due to the Muslim holiday Eid. So that's why the number is so low. We booked 22 loads. 18 of them were not booked, and the average pit prime idle time waiting uh, inside of that prime idle time was 25 hours. That's because of the carryover from the weekend that came
Yes,
with it. And then, of course, I mean, a lot of the drivers that are in service who are observing the holiday, they have very limited restrictions, and there's not a very big radius how far from home they want to go, right? So that's kind of the stuff that's affecting it. Um, Moving on, you can go ahead and go over this stuff.
so we had 1,284 available loads. 65 of them were declined by drivers, and 108 were declined from our side. 55% of the fleet was utilized in terms of getting a load yesterday, and we had a 528 loads expired. Those were loads that were offered to drivers through self dispatch.
Yeah, that
I figure,
expired number is so high, man. That's really the biggest opportunity, for
yeah,
people to improve. And I think we just
I
have not pushed people hard enough to, respond. But half the time, I would say people don't even look at it. And then the other half, they see the load. If they don't like it, they just ignore it. So we're gonna have to put a bigger push on that. We want this
yeah,
number to be as low as possible. It's okay
yeah,
if you're
we were
declining loads, but you know, to not even look at them or to not acknowledge them in some way, that's not good.
right. We were battling this issue right from the start, and back then we were in the range of about 400 a day. I think this jump can be contributed to drivers that they are in service, but they have tight mileage around home, and they're probably not uh, focusing or simply not responding anything to the load offers that take them further out of that radius. So they just expire. That could be one of the reason why number from yesterday was somewhat higher than usual.
Right, right. Okay, cool. Moving on. Yeah, we're not going to really go over this in detail. I mean, it's a big list because of what we just discussed, the weekend, and then the holiday week. And, it's going to lead to a lot of drivers not getting booked because of extreme restrictions. The takeaway though is if you are on this list, know we are working hard to book you on whatever makes sense and whatever we can, and the best paying load that we can find. Um, so this is Amina's operation piece. We had 5 Canadas yesterday, which is a low number. We would love to be at a point where the majority of the loads we move are Canada loads. We know those loads pay more. So that's the golden goose. But yesterday it looks like we had 5 and all 5 cleared. Amazing work by our amazing ops team.
Indeed.
So, driver spotlight was Lance Goodridge. We actually did it on the road show, and I discussed this with him as well. But so far, oh man, she actually took it back further than that. This is amazing because when I was on the podcast with him, I pulled up year to date from the beginning of the year until the present time, and he was 100% on time performance. But she took it back to June, and since June of 2023. His on-time performance until now is 100% with
Yeah.
382 stops, which is
Yep.
unheard of, man. This is beyond amazing. I mean, this is it's crazy. It's such a powerful achievement. I spoke with him, and he said he takes it personally. He said he takes being on time as a personal thing. He takes pride in being on time, and it's beyond companies' expectations for him. He's got his own personal expectations with regards to that. He managed people, he ran companies in the past, so he understands what it's like to be on time, and his policies, if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah, I want to add something to that. This December, when we were discussing Driver of the Year for 2023, we had three powerful names. We had Mohamed Adan, who ended up being declared the Driver of the Year. We had Nareldin Yunus, and we had Lance Goodrich. Lance was in consideration, but because he spent much less time with the company versus the other two candidates, the tiebreaker, which was the number of stops, was not matching to the other two guys. But nevertheless, he accumulated a lot of stops. He did a lot of loads. Communication is top notch. So keep it up, man.
Awesome, indeed. Awesome job, Lance. All right, you want to go ahead and recap this for us? Yes, for yesterday, Veda?
Absolutely. So Haris came up as the highest efficient bidder yesterday for us in a team, 9 loads
He
booked
accumulated a lot of
out of
stops. He did a lot of loads.
177 bids placed. Coming up behind him, just 2 loads short, was Mohammed with 7 loads booked, 179 bids placed. Both of them having about $500 revenue per load. Slightly behind them, Omer, who ended up with 3 loads out of 43 bids. Just want to add also, Omer is handling the brokerage side of our business as well, so he's um, not fully into this side
Yeah,
of
he's doing that
operation.
hybrid role, so his numbers are
Yeah,
always a bit off.
yeah,
Excellent, man. Cool. Moving on. All right, best loads. 365 miles for 600 bucks is a hell of a load, a hell of a pay. The reason it's paid higher than normal is because it's going to kind of a weird area. So we're calculating mileage to get back closer to Fargo. So I don't think we're covering all the miles back to Fargo, or I don't think it's $1 a mile, I should say, but we do take those empty miles into consideration. It's not often you see nowadays, anyways, less than 400 miles for $600. So this is a nice paying load, and that's the reasoning.
yeah.
Next one, go ahead.
Uh, from New Jersey to St. Mary, Ontario, 578 miles for $670. Particularly competitive area to get out from, and a very good area to go to. Um, I would say pretty decent range, pretty decent rate per mile as well. All good. We saw from operational update. no issues with the customs as well. So good
Cool,
one,
man.
good booking.
Awesome, awesome. Last but not least, we had an Indiana to Ontario. This is one of those perfect loads. I mean, as
Yep.
if a perfection exists in my head, this is that. Where in one day you can make $700, 600 miles is a it's a healthy number of miles. It's a number of miles most people are able to comfortably drive without too much difficulty. So you're not entering that, 7, 8, 900 mile territory. So it's a nice, you know, good, honest day of work and making a good, honest pay and ending up in the best area for loads. Once you get up to Ontario, you're almost guaranteed another good quality load without much waiting time. So great job, team. Great job, our drivers, for being reliable and responsible with these as well. Okay, so the next thing up is the dispatch settings, milestone versus others, state select pros and cons. I think we're the only company in the logistics that has given their drivers the ability to uh, control their dispatch settings to this level, where every single state you can determine one by one how you want us to, treat those loads. I don't think anyone else has given people that ability. Now we keep saying with great responsibility or with great power comes great responsibility. We see drivers, some of them really use this the right way, where they open up their settings enough, um, and and we're able to dispatch them to their preference. And then we see other people kind of turn states red or make different things that end up, shooting themselves in the foot, not making the type of money they want to make, sitting longer in between loads. So what I would say is for the veteran drivers that have understood this on a deeper level and use it properly, kudos to you. For the others, I mean, connect with dispatch, get some advice, speak with the veteran drivers, kind of get their feedback on how they set their dispatch settings. It's a powerful thing. Green, of course, means we're going to automatically dispatch you. Yellow means we're going to send you the offer to milestone. You can bid or decline. And red means you don't see those offers at all. Use red sparingly. Don't go red happy and just, put half the country red because you're going to end up making less money. If you do use yellow, be responsible, be quick. When a load pops up, don't sit around and wait. You got to understand you have about 2-3 minutes to place your bid at most. Um, Anything you want to add on this?
Yeah, I wanted to connect about self-dispatch. One common way how our people hurt themselves, and we discussed this in the previous general meeting with drivers as well, putting a lot of states into yellow mode, self-dispatch mode, and then not placing bids,
Mm-hmm.
or placing bids with huge delay, or simply going far above the suggested rate. Suggested rate is there for a reason. We have data, we have experience, we know what we're suggesting to you guys. Those are the rates, those are the ranges where customers cover the load for. So going extremely above that. I mean, everyone would love to book load for more money, but we got to stay realistic and competitive at the same time.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
and another thing, again, as Aldin said, we got 2 to 3 minutes at most to react to any load offer. Right now, I would say that's one segment we can definitely do better at. We're letting a lot of those yellow offers go by and expire. Not something we should do. Let's make sure if we're putting states into yellow, let's make sure we put the time and effort in to place a bid or go for green and let us do the work.
Awesome. Yeah, I 100% agree, man. Okay, so yesterday's on-time performance, 93%. You know what we're gonna start including in this? We're gonna start including drivers who were 100%. Because for it to be 93% means that a lot of drivers did exactly what they were supposed to do and they had 100% on time. So to those guys, great job. You guys work hard. You guys deal with traffic. You guys deal with delays. It's not easy, to um, be on time and to communicate when there is delays. I mean, all of this takes discipline, time, and efforts. So to those drivers that do contribute to that 100%, uh, or keeping that number high. A great job. To the others, yesterday we had three late arrivals, and those three brought our three unjustified late arrivals, and those three brought our on time performance down. We keep saying this, guys, with customers. Um, it's fragile relationships, simply put. So a customer who loves working with you, if a couple of loads of theirs, we're late on and we don't provide quality communication, they're gonna start being hesitant to keep booking us. That's just the reality of the game. It's a very competitive industry. So just remember, the expectations are high. Communicate if you are going to be late. 98% is the goal. 93% is obviously well under that goal.
Yep.
All right, what do we got next here? We got daily quote: the best preparation for good work tomorrow is to do good work today. Um, Yeah, my father always says, don't put anything off that you can do today. Um, don't put it off
Prophet
until
saying.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We've all had those cases where there's something waiting for us to do, and it's often the things we procrastinate and we push back are things that we don't maybe enjoy doing. Whether it's hard or you just enjoy that you just don't enjoy that type of work. But the thing is, man, it's going to be waiting tomorrow, and it's often an even bigger pile to tackle tomorrow, an even bigger mess to clean tomorrow than it was today. So the best preparation for good work tomorrow is to do good work today. Absolutely, that ties into each other. One good day leads to another good day. Not procrastinating allows you tomorrow to be free to do what it is you need to do tomorrow to win. Um, what do you think on this?
I totally agree. I totally agree. And it also makes sense from the standpoint of productivity. Delaying things builds up a habit of you delaying whatever your objective or responsibility is. And then that gradually grows into complacency and laziness. So you don't want that to let loose. Push yourself to achieve as much as possible each day. Every day is an opportunity. Make sure to use those opportunities. Opportunities come and go. They're not there waiting for you. So give it your best every day. And the more you achieve today, the bigger morale and boost you got for tomorrow. So keep that in mind.
Beautifully put, and in time.
Yep.
Producers are going to be happy. Onward. What is the longest interstate in U.S. highway in the U.S.? If any of our
Man,
drivers know, if you want to leave a message in chat, let us know what the longest, without Googling, come on, guys, without Googling, what is the longest highway in the U.S.? Whoever gets it right gets a $10 Amazon gift card. I was gonna say Starbucks, but I don't want to support Starbucks for
on
geopolitical
point.
reasons. Without Googling, whoever Googles it, we're gonna search your history and we're gonna publicly shame you for cheating. I'm kidding. We don't have the ability to do that, but all right. Any guesses? You have no guesses, you European.
mm, Pretty sure I came across this info at some point, but I wouldn't remember the number.
So she said it's on the next slide, but how funny is it that there is no next slide? Now that's poetic justice. No, there is. Why won't the last slide? Oh, there it is. Interstate 90. It's nearly
Yeah.
3,100 miles long, and it runs from Seattle, Washington to Boston, Massachusetts. It's the second longest. I-80 is the second longest interstate, running from New Jersey, let's call it New Jersey, to San Francisco with 2,900 miles. I think, yeah, 80, and I don't think either one of these actually passes through my home turf. Okay, well now you know, guys. If for drivers that are watching this, if you ever find yourself in one of those game shows and they say for $1 million, what is the longest highway running through the U.S.? You can win some money. Remember to
Yep.
kick some back to us. We'd appreciate that. But that's it for this, man. I think this is the best time we've ever made. We got it right at 20 minutes. We can throw in a few more minutes now for just general chit chat. What's happening in your side of the pond in your life? How's everything?
It's good. As I said, we're pretty much in this holiday mood. The days are beautiful. They're saying we might have some rain in the coming days. So that's the negative news, but let's see what happens. Weather forecasts are always unpredictable for Balkans. It's you never know what can happen, right? We're in this holiday mood. We're getting ready, trying to close the day on a high note, have some family preparations back home. A lot of guests expected to be visiting tomorrow, so we're in for some fun, I would say.
Yeah, I was in Bosnia for Eid last year, I think. It was a different experience. I have some family here. I have in St. Louis. We've got I think three different households, uncle, aunt, and then, well, I guess four, my parents and my sister. Um, oh, my wife's family as well. Hopefully she doesn't watch this. She doesn't, so there's no danger of being in trouble for forgetting the in-laws because she doesn't watch this. But um, so I mean, we still get some hints of that, family in and out of the house, um, sweets, coffee, food everywhere you go. But last year, man, when we were there, it was a different ball game. It was just like amped up on the next level, just because it's nonstop all day, from morning to night. But it's always interesting to me, man, how every Eid seems like 3 days combined. Like every day is just so long. I don't know if it's because you get an early start. I don't know if it's just additional blessings in the day, but it's a fun thing.
Yeah, it is. I wanted to also say one more thing. It's good that you have a family gathering over there. I lived for 11 years outside of Bosnia, and I had my parents over there for most of the time. But still, it's not the same feeling. It's not the same joy that the Eid holiday brings. So I'm happy that I'm able to have another Eid here in my hometown with my people. I'm happy that I'm going to see a lot of them tomorrow when we go to the mosque and on the way back home. So I'm just excited for that. It's always good to see people exchange a few words, see how they're doing. I'm that type of a guy. I like that.
You're a pretty social guy. Do you consider yourself a extrovert?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I would say that.
I'm not, man. I freeze up around people. When I see somebody that I sort of know, not like in depth know. If I see someone that I know, and we're good friends, then I'm happy to see them. But if I see somebody that like I went to school with or I used to work with or just one of those relationships, I will literally walk the other way. It's horrible. I feel guilty saying that, but I will walk the other way because my brain is just like every time I have those conversations, it's just the most uncomfortable experience in the world. It's like, "Hey, how you doing? Good. How are you? Good." And then my brain just goes white space. White
You don't
noise,
know what
white
the next.
space, just nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that comes to mind. Do you go with like intimate questions like, you know, well, have you changed your stance on the meaning of life? Or do you go with vague stuff like, how about the weather?
Or
Where do
maybe
you
you
go
can
with
throw
it?
in Maybe you can throw in the trivia Tuesday to break the ice, you know? Ask about the interstate just to keep the conversation going. It's one of those situations where it's needed.
No, man, I am aware of this, right? So I do a lot of people observing, people watching. And like I notice people will walk up to someone that I know that they're not super friendly, like they're not super close to, and they'll just start telling them about their life. And they're like, "Oh yeah, man, today I went down to the dealer. I was buying a new car, and I was looking at this car, and then with this thing, and I took it for a test drive." And then they tell them this 10-minute story, and I'm like, I guess that's what you do. But for me, it's just like it's weird telling a non-intimate friend like that I went down to buy a car today. Like they don't care. They don't need to know that. So it's a it's
Yeah,
a it's
one
a
way.
war zone in my head every time I have one of these interactions.
Right. I think my approach would slightly differ in a sense that if I can't connect with something related to our relationship or something related to them specifically, I would connect to a general public subject. If I know that they follow sports, I would say, "Hey, did you see that? Have you caught that? Have you watched that?" I would connect to that, just to keep the conversation. I would not shy away from the encounter, from the conversation. It's just not what I do. Like I say, I wanna have that conversation with people. I wanna have um, this thing going. I wouldn't shy away from it, whatever previous
What if they're
experience we
a
had.
interstate enthusiast?
I would still ask. I wouldn't pretend to be the guy with the answers. They are the people with the answer in that case. I would ask questions. Okay, we know what's the longest one. What's the scenery wise? What's the most beautiful one? Why?
There you go. See,
There we
you're
go.
you're already a step ahead of me, man.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. I'll give you a hand.
Awesome, awesome. All right, man. We'll wrap up there. Thank you for your time, Veda. Drivers, stay safe out there. Salam alaikum. I hope you guys find these beneficial. We'll continue to improve them and make them more organized, better data, and better hosts and better presentations.
Absolutely. Stay safe.